indivisible. At this time. Okay. Fiscal officer reports.
So I gave you each listing of the payments, the check payments that two of you found earlier. I don't know what all information you want. But they amount to $8,120. So we need to approve those.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Clark,
Yes.
Trustee Jesper.
Yes.
Payroll, I could not print a report, we're having some issues there, but we did do payroll for 420, ending 424 and 580. So we need approval of that, I believe.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Jesper?
Yes.
We did do payroll for, and then we also gave you copies of our minutes from the May 5th meeting. Is there any changes or
Yes.
so are we going to approve those as well?
Yes. So moved.
Second? And the edits I sent were made?
Yes.
We confirmed today, I confirmed with Kathy that like when you fix things and really often save text. So it comes
When
with
you
your
go in and fix something, you say,
So do you want us to fix what we see or tell you the edits and then you fix them?
doesn't matter, I assume that you did it.
I didn't. I just made a list.
Oh, you know what, I did go in and do that.
You got microphones?
How do you prefer we do it?
I'm going to have to ask you to speak up louder.
Sorry, I just put my microphone on. Oh,
Do you have a preference?
I feel like if it's just something grammatical or like I saw it today, like I think it's just easier for us to just do it.
That is fine.
And then if it's something major,
Then,
then we'll have
then
to.
you can
If it's
reach out.
fact based, I bring it out. If it's just grammar and commas and things like that, I just fix it too.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna make sure Jesse, you're looking at them to make sure.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, so you're ready? Okay. Trustee Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Clark,
Yes.
Trustee Jesper.
Yes.
The chat.
For the last two markets, we distributed approximately 20,000 pounds of food to 897 individuals, which included 62 new families. Thought we would add that. Next market is this Friday, the 22nd, from 4 to 6 p.m. for 3820 Cleveland Avenue. And it's listed under fire, but it's actually more chat events. community safety days are June 13th at 3820 Cleveland Avenue and June 20th at 999 Chambers Road. Both of those are from 12 to 3 p.m. We have several safety resources at both events, fun activities for the kids, and free food will be offered. At the June 13th event, we were just able to set up another free women's self-defense class, starting at 1 o'clock that day. And our next free health clinic will be this Thursday at 6 p.m. here at this location.
Beautification.
Yeah, beautification met a little bit yesterday and then formally this morning. We have followed up on the beautification plaques. We're getting a list and getting Omar and Dave are figuring out how to make the additional ones for 2026. The Veterans Park is just looking beautiful, and so the upgrades have been done to that. I don't know if that's really, I guess that, is that beautification or is that, okay. So the fence is up, the bricks are in, they look great. We're gonna do some decorative stuff just for the event, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but that's really great. Case Road has a beautifully stained fence that I just drove past on my way here. It looks wonderful. The stakes are all in, people are planting. I saw G&M plumbing there, so the beautification of Case Road is, gardens is really coming along, really great. And that's pretty much where we're at right now with beautification. Things are moving. So,
Excellent. Thank you for
exciting.
doing
The
that.
sign will be, when will these signs be installed for these?
Should be able to get that in by end of this week.
Great, okay. Yeah. And so I have a picture on my phone I can show people after the meeting, but it's massive. It's like 30 by 96.
Good size.
And it looks great. So it's a metal, the same as the banner that got taken down by someone. So that'll be a permanent installation.
Awesome. Thank you for doing that. Budget.
So we met, it was either last week or the week before. We are trying to narrow it down to corrections needed before we come to the board, which I'm still hoping could be the first meeting of June. We, as the department head specifically, township administrator, a lot of things are not necessarily matching up, where last year we would have like resolutions or line items or funds, and the money had not been like transferred. They're working diligently to kind of come up with a list of like what needs to be done. I know that they're trying to compare resolution numbers, because a lot of the numbers towards the end of the year were also incorrect. And so they're just working hard to make it look
That's
good.
the auditors and Kathy. You're talking about
And the department
And
heads.
department, okay.
So, I'm hoping that we'll be able to bring to the board the first meeting, at least like, if there needs to be any like changes per se. Like that's my goal before I'm out on surgery. And then if everything is still fine, even if we wouldn't pass the budget until July, when I won't be here, I'll feel better knowing that it's like mostly.
And when's the public work group meeting?
It's not gonna happen before, I go out. So if the committee thinks that we should have a meeting and like invite our residents to it, then I would ask that Trustee Hannah do that while I'm out. Or if it's okay, that can be one of the first things that I work on when I come back in early August.
When does it legally have to be done? Like a fire? Is there like?
Sometime in July.
Yeah, I think it's usually like,
July 20th, I believe, is when it has to be. I think it's the deadline.
Because we've had some, at our meetings, we've had residents said they want to be, sit down on that before we propose it, before it comes to the board. So that needs to,
Okay, so we want to have the public involved before it gets to the point where we pass it.
I think so, because Michael said he wanted to be on it, that Caleb had interviewed, expressed interest in being on it.
So we have to push out something maybe next week or next week.
You know, I would just, to those people specifically that have asked to be a part of it. Joe, is that something you wanted to be part of?
No, I did
Okay,
that before, I
okay.
got too much stuff right
Okay.
now, I'm trying to get rid of.
Okay,
Just have enough time to come to these here,
okay, fair enough.
but I had my time on it, so
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
And the Chambers Road group has not met since last meeting. They're planning an event in June. I think they decided on a date, I'm not sure. They wanted to make sure all three of us could be there, but I didn't know what date correspondence and what days you're serving.
June 4th.
Yeah, I think they're talking like the 5th or something.
Yeah, I responded to Morgan saying
Yeah.
you would be out for 2 weeks no
Okay.
matter what, so just before plans. I don't know if you responded. but-
Okay. Administration?
Yeah, I've submitted my monthly report to the board, and I just highlight some of the highlights here. Will be, I worked on a TARMA questionnaire for the property and casualty insurance, worked with the department heads to come up to review the list and make sure we try to get as close as we can for the quote. And with the property lines at the Veterans Park, I asked the county to go over and mark them lines for us, since they are our surveyors, and they did that promptly, so the fence has been put up over at the privacy fence has been put up at Veterans Park. Had Cox Tree Service remove some of the larger trees from Veterans Park. That's been completed. I worked the Shredded Day event, and it went fairly good. I think as we go along, we can improve on that with some signages to direct people in. There's a little confusion about where to come in, how to leave. I think that will grow in the future, that event. I've been reaching out to several visiting clerks to try to get some help in the fiscal office. That has been tough. They're all very busy. So we're still working to try to get Kathy a little bit of help. We had one visiting clerk come in for some hours. Just trying to get someone in there to help with the transition. Kathy's been doing great, figuring it out on her own. So it's been good. I already sent all the formal documents to the Secretary of State, and I hand-delivered the documents to the Board of Elections for the transition, so that's been done. Kathy's got her certificate and all that from the Board of Elections, and that's all been under administration. As far as the Public Works crew, been working with them at 3820 Cleveland Avenue here, trimming some of the evergreen trees out front in the brush. We had a lot of bagworms on them. Nick Donnie, thank him. He came over and looked at items for us over here in the fire beds and pointed them out, so we took care of them in quick fashion. Also worked on the gate between the fire station and the main parking lot to get that functioning again. And G&M Plumbing installed the meters in the parks and tested the backflow devices. As we mentioned earlier, they've still over at Case Gardens because there's been an issue with the backflow preventer. And hopefully they have that figured out today so they can have the water turned on.
I saw them over there yesterday.
Yes,
So, and then, does the city then have to come and turn on the water?
the water's already on.
The water's totally,
Yeah,
so
it's on,
we're
the
good to
city's
go.
already done their
Okay,
part of it.
The water's down at the Triangle Park on the west side.
Yes, it's,
excellent.
Yeah, it should be on at all parks.
Okay.
The only issue we have is at Case Gardens.
Okay.
Then, the Schoolie Mitchell, that's still in legal opinion. She's looking, Julie's still looking at that. So we'll postpone that until next time.
Okay.
Then with flexibility, was talking about with SOPAC, with the aggregation since the past, we have to advertise that in a newspaper for 2 weeks before we have meetings. So I thought that there was a new law that we didn't have to do that in legal notice in the newspaper. We actually could use our website. So I reached out to Julie on that and haven't heard back from her. The problem is we'll have to put it in Columbus Dispatch, and right now we don't have a credit card to set up that account. But if I have to, I'll put it on my personal account and just get reimbursed for it.
Did you check with the other recorder?
They're closed, I believe. Are they still open or not?
Last time we used them a year ago.
Yeah, that's who we run our property room stuff through for the court.
I called the numbers is no longer good, and then I looked at it on the internet, and said somewhere in 25 they closed.
Year ago.
That's what the internet said, so,
I can reach out to them now.
okay. And I think that's all I have.
Fine.
Just a couple of highlights from our monthly report that I had sent out. MedFlight, the air transportation service, they offer free classes to fire-based EMS. We had them in here on the 15th, 16th, and 17th for a free difficult airway class. Great experience, everyone had a great time. We did get approval to run the wire. They did just pass a rough-in inspection today. So hopefully they start getting equipment installed over the next few weeks. That'll come to an end. Under community risk reduction and outreach, we had a really busy month with community eventing. But at the end of that, I just wanted to add, additionally, the fire chief, along with Dr. Henry Young and Brittany Isbister, OSU clinic staff, conducted 11 follow-up visits with residents who recently utilized 911 services. So Dr. Young reached out to me. He's the doc that runs our free clinic here. He's actually an emergency doc at OSU. Brittany is an ER tech at OSU, and they both volunteer their time to do this clinic. So they contacted me, they knew I did the 911 follow-up. They're gonna continue to go out with me at least once a month moving forward. So it's pretty amazing when you show up somewhere and you have a doctor and an ER tech there to help talk to them and check them out. So that's all I have.
Great. Chief? Yes, sir.
Monthly report, I think I sent it out a little premature a few weeks ago. Just an update since our last meeting, we did Operation Unity. We had over 218 traffic stops. That included us, Glendon Township, Frank County Sheriff's Office, State Highway Patrol, and we had their helicopter all night. Recovered one stolen vehicle, made 4 apprehensions. We had a gentleman try to do a robbery over here at the Northern Lights Library, and he was apprehended in a short time with several cars out on Cleveland Avenue. It was all captured on the helicopter's camera. And Sergeant Burr got to see that, and it was pretty cool. But yeah, that was quick action. People were grateful we were there, and they got their wallet back, and they actually was breaking into the people's car trying to take off with it. Several citations, did a lot of citizen contact directly for the crime prevention aspect, so we incorporated a lot of that just other than the traffic stops. But overall, it was a successful night, even though we shut it down due to weather about 7 o'clock. Usually goes from 10 to 10. Shout out to the Sheriff's Office and Jim Gilbert, Deputy Chief, for putting that on and putting that together for everybody. But all the other chiefs that also participated was Perry Township, Minerva Park, Glendon Township, and Sherman Township. Officers.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Do you guys go to other places then and do it on another time? Or
Typically, what they call Zone 2, which is our area, the northeast part of the county, is the more active areas. They do also do it in Prairie Township and Franklin on the west side, they do it once a year as well. With grant funding and money that they were able to get, to make these more successful more often, if we were able to get more funding to put them on, because it does cost everybody overtime.
Yeah.
It would be something we would look at in the future if we had funding available.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just didn't know if it was like a rotating thing, like you know, everybody came here, and then you guys went to Glendon, and then you guys went to.
And the other area in Franklin County you're hitting is that the northwest corridor between Dublin and Hilliard, because of the street racers, we have a lot of that going on at 270, and the highway patrol's been working with the agencies up there with Hilliard, Dublin, Franklin County Sheriff's Office to work that part of the 270 corridor and the amount of crashes they've had up there. As far as training, we touched base on this with the new taser equipment that we got. Officers have all gone through that training. We also have a few people that went to the instructor's course for that. So all that equipment is now rolling out. All the cameras are up and running, working well with the interpreter. That's been utilized many times. And then with the RAP system we got, 3 times over the last week and a half we've had to utilize that.
That's great.
So no injuries to people or officers, so it's been a very good success. And then moving on to what we focus on tonight is we'd like to request a purchase order for Kaufman Cars for the purchase of a new Dodge Durango police pursuit unit for $23,520. And that is from Fund 2081-760-750.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Young,
Yes.
trustee Clark,
Yes.
trustee Gisberger.
Yes.
And then next, we'd like to request a purchase order for Park Public Safety for the cruiser upfitting equipment in an amount of $867.85 from the same fund, 2081-760-50.
So moved.
Trustee Gisberger,
Yes.
trustee Clark,
Yes.
trustee Young.
Yes.
Anything I'm leaving out? That's all we have.
Great. Public Works.
I submitted my monthly report to the board last week. Just a couple of highlights over the month. Excuse me. The crew along with Dave worked at Case Park, moving all the weeds and all the overgrown chaos that was in those plots. We then filled it with new topsoil. For those that were going to assign the plots, so they're ready to go. They've been tilled. They're ready to plant it. We also removed the old pantry box that was at Case Park and replaced it with a new one. The crew also removed all the weeds from the mulch beds that are here at 3820 Freeland Avenue. We also picked up 40 bags of mulch and 40 bags of topsoil for the shred event that we had on the 18th. And then the crew removed 2 beds, a couch, chairs, and a microwave that had been illegally dumped in Elmore Alley. And then a few days later, we were back to get 2 more couches, a dresser, and other miscellaneous items. So Elmore Alley is a popular illegal dumping area. Been back a couple times. And the crew collected a total of 41,600 tons of brush. And the crew has officially completed re-graveling of Veterans Alley, so that's all done. We've laid new gravel down, and that's been completed.
Okay.
All I have for today.
Thank you. Code enforcement.
I submitted my monthly report to you guys to review. Very happy to report that the property across from Veterans Park has been cleaned up. That individual was actually found a buyer for the property, so we're looking forward to somebody fixing that property up. And this would be by flexibility. The squatter on Andre has been removed from the home as of yesterday. Assistant Chief McCoy responded down there as well. The bailiff was there. The person removed all of their personal items from the home and put them into the camper that's in the driveway, and he has until tomorrow to remove that. They did change the locks on the house so that no one can gain entry. The bailiff said that it's gonna be tens of thousands of dollars to repair the home. The basement is still flooded, and it has been since I reported a couple of months back when the officers had responded and found that it was flooding. So there's gonna be some damage there. Continuing with flexibility, to Omar's discussion about illegal dumping, I spoke with Mr. Medley about purchasing a surveillance camera for us to use. I've been attending the, Franklin County has the nuisance meetings, and one of the things that they have been doing is the Sheriff's Department obviously has a detective assigned for illegal dumping. So I called him and asked him about using his camera, and he goes, well, they're all up in trees right now, so I can't lend you one. So I asked him what they were using. It's something that's not a very expensive item to get, and he'd be happy to help us install it. It would be Bluetooth, so we can just go down. We don't have to have a cellular connection. We go down and unload or download the images, and then we can look at pursuing charges against people for illegal dumping, which is something we could use in the alley that Omar specifically talked about. And I have property on Dunbar that is a well-known dump location. And when we go to the training, they said, you know, don't be in a hurry to clean it up. Leave it that way because people are continuing to use it. Then you'll catch the people that are continuing illegal dump, and you can go ahead and move forward and move forward with some prosecution. And that puts the message out better than us just going down, clean it up, leave, they come back. Clean it up, leave, come back. So that's something that we're going to pursue. And other than that, that's all I have.
Yeah, thank
Dan,
you.
I have one thing. The storage unit, down there at Northern Lights, there's a resident that lives on Elmore, and her property backs up to, the storage property. They made a complaint to me about on the storage side along the fence is a ton of trash. Is there anything that the township can do to have the company like clean that?
Sure. I can reach out to TLC Management, who's the owner of Northern Lights, and discuss with them, and then see if that property was actually transferred to the storage, if it's theirs, or if it's still DLC's, and whichever entity has control over it, I will bring it to their attention that it needs to be cleaned up, and go down and get some photographs to include with whoever corresponded.
Community affairs.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we're focusing on a lot of different resources and information on individuals to take advantage of that may or may not even be struggling with any type of mental health issues, and also healthy activities for people to take advantage of now that the weather's nice, and encourage people to get outside and do yard work. EMS and Public Works Week this week. We posted the EMS today, and then tomorrow for Public Works. We plan on posting that. When I say we, I mean Macy, our new intern, and I. And if you have something to share, highlighting Public Works, any small victories, anything newsworthy, we can go ahead and attach that on with the post as well. Macy and I has been working on the American 250 Ohio. You probably saw a lot of the different images that we have on both Facebook and our website. Any feedback on that?
I love it.
Looks good.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Okay, so we also have a lot of different resources that we're going to push out, getting some ideas together for different types of activities, sharing a lot of different events throughout the state of Ohio, not just Clinton Township or Franklin County, and sharing those with our residents on a lot of things that they can do to celebrate the America's 250th birthday. And then we can also incorporate some things both with historical articles with both fire, police, public service as well. So if you have anything to share along those lines to celebrate the America's 250, send them along and we can go ahead and post that information. It's newsworthy for all things American 250, okay? Veterans Park rededication, we've been working on ramping up that event. It is Monday. I do realize it's a holiday for a lot of people. So the good thing is that a lot of people will be off that day, so they can come at noon and participate. The bad part is a lot of people here's going to be off the day, so they probably don't want to participate. So we're putting that out there. If everybody can participate, great. And if not, then we will go ahead and have this celebration without you. Any questions on that? On the rededication?
Yeah, just to reiterate that I think it's going to be really great. Deborah has an honor guard coming. The bricks look great. I think the families will come. Hopefully they will come. We'll have cake and cookies and red, white, blue water, and we'll have some. I think it'll be great. So just maybe an hour, but I think it'll be really special for those people that are there. So I'm excited, and also celebrating how great the park looks and all the improvements that have been made there. So.
Very good. We have it decorated nicely, and then we reached out to all the people who did get the bricks today. Macy made the phone calls. She hit the ground pretty much running now that her computer's up and running and she has access to everything. We're full steam ahead, so we're right on track. So it's a great partnership. She's excited. I'm excited. If you haven't met her yet, she'll be here tomorrow. She works Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 4. So swing on by and meet Macy Welch, our new intern. One of the things we touched base on last meeting was creating new types of reports, and so she's really excited about creating a lot of the things we discussed with the strategic plan. We talked about the 2 newsletters that we do currently, and then we're also going to be doing an actual Public Works newsletter that's going to focus on all the numerous projects we have going on, along with a lot of reminders and a lot of different articles, all things Public Works and roads. So that will be going out probably in June. Get a lot of information that we already currently have, and then any updates that we need to publish as well for all of the projects.
These are paper and mail newsletters, or these are internet letters?
We want to paper mail the Public Works newsletter because there's so many different Public Works projects going on between now and next summer. We have the Ennis
Do you have an
Road.
estimated cost and what the additional mail is going to be?
Oh, approximately, if memory serves me right, around 2,000. And then, of course, we have the monthly e-newsletter also that we're focusing on. So if you have any updates that you want to push out for next month, go ahead and send them in as well. Dan already sent me some information, so we'll make sure that gets put out as a constant reminder each month. We can focus on the things that you discussed with the dumping and all the things that need, constantly reminded that,
Your backyard as well as your front yard,
yeah.
little things like that.
So that, of course, the community safety days, events, and anything else going on next month, just send them my way if you want to put that out. That will be going out at the end of the month. So it'll be May's electronic newsletter for all the people that are signed up for that.
Would we be able to ask the county if they would be willing to contribute money for the Public Works newsletter? And it would be a way for them to advertise as well.
Maybe you could ask.
Is that all you had?
I'm sorry, yeah, did anybody have any questions on any of the activities that we're currently beginning to do?
I just wanted to circle back to the America's 250. So at the last meeting, we kind of talked about spearheading that, and I don't want to, put that onto you guys, but work in conjunction with you. So if no one has any objections, I'm glad to spearhead that kind of committee, but I'd like to invite, have an open meeting for residents, because I think maybe there'd be some residents that we could get involved in this. And then Dave said today, why don't you take this time to kind of do a little lesson every meeting and teach about the history of the township, because I think that this would be, I was actually in Worthington going to Dewey's Pizza where I saw Justice Dollar. But I saw they have, Worthington is a 250, and they have just decorative things, like historic buildings on the sides of their buildings, and that I thought, oh, we really need to explore the history of Clinton Township and maybe have a living history night where we have some people that have been here a really long time, and I kind of talked to Joe about it, and just kind of doing a history night, but obviously it doesn't have to be done by July 4th. It can be throughout the whole year, so this could be a fall event. But I would like to just, if it would, take maybe 3 to 5 minutes each meeting, and maybe we could just kind of learn a little bit more about the township, and kind of, just tonight, just very simply, literally, this is on our township website, and I didn't know if people had had a chance to read it. So I just printed it with a logo, and it's so interesting that, all the different parts of the township, the different townships that we were, that everybody had a 5-mile square township, that we really encompassed a lot of Franklin County. We were one of the biggest ones. And then also I thought it was very interesting that Cleveland Avenue was called Harbor Road because it harbored all the criminals. just interesting facts that I think, this is right on our website, but a lot of people just don't have the, time to sit down and look at that. So I thought it was really well written, and I just wanted to bring it out. I won't hit on the Cell Circus because I'm really finding this a time to get back to my teaching roots, and maybe there might be some PowerPoints in our future, and I could be teaching, bringing some of these things to light that we could put out there, but just maybe, really delving into our history, I think a lot of the surrounding areas, a lot of the surrounding cities are doing this year. So I just kind of wanted to point this out, take a few minutes after the meeting to peruse it. It is very, very interesting. If you haven't watched that OSU link, that link is on the website, and it is all about the Cell Circus and about Clinton Township, and it's, I think, really well done. So that's all.
Good.
But I would like to have a meeting early June with any residents talking to you that would like to be involved with that. That could even be that we could plan at least one signature event.
Yeah, we talked about having almost like a chat with the trustee, kind of like what we did with Trustee Graham a couple years ago, because of all the township projects going on as well, and incorporate that into some type of meeting in June, if that's something that we want to put together to give everybody an opportunity to kind of find out what's going on.
Yeah, and if you know of I've talked with some of you, but if you know people in the township that have been here a really long time, I met a guy in Lawford that was the last house, and the last, he was here when it was all farmland, and just, those, I'd love to reach out to them and have a living history. Let's hear from them. So cool. Let's explore all this. Anyway, that's just what I want to say, but please take a moment at the end just to read that or pass it. It's fascinating. So that's the teacher in me.
Great,
Okay.
thank you. Okay, is there any appreciations? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank all the staff up here in Clinton Town. Just doing an excellent job in the appreciate the fire department taking my blood pressure almost every day. The day I missed because I had a doctor's appointment, I had a Charlie horse, I had to go to the doctor's office, I had it checked out, and turned out nothing. Probably got numerous medical issues right now. I guess once I turned 70, everything went. So thank you, and thank you for all your service you do. Real great service for the township.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, me and Dave, if we go around each other, we get talking racing there. I brought, he wanted something about, I'm sorry, Reginald, secretary on the Chelsea board. He was asking me questions, and I got him some old documents and brought them over, and we got talking racing, so.
Great. You just heard from the public, so.
Like to say big thanks to Dan for working on the Audrey Road project, because I've been getting phone calls and emails daily. Multiple times, dude. And he's worked his magic again, cleaned it up, called me down, talked to the bailiff. And I'm still getting emails, but hopefully we're almost done.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank Dan once again for doing a great job. We appreciate you.
Well, I think those residents are gonna be so thrilled, so thank you so much for all your work.
I hope that they're thrilled into silence, to be honest.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say, like, I think it goes without saying for, like, all of us here, thank you so much to Kathy for the bazillions of hours that you've been working and all the things that you were doing. So you're just really doing an amazing job. So thank you so much on behalf of everyone here.
Yep.
And, I had a resident stop in the office a week or so ago and had me a little concerned because he wanted to talk about the Public Works Department. So I go up there and he was just wanting to talk about how grateful he was with the Public Works Department, with what they do with the leaf collection, the brush collection, the plowing of the streets. He said it's always top notch. He always brags about our township, how the Public Works takes care of it. He said, yesterday, he said, I put brush out. I know it wasn't Monday, but he put it out early, like Wednesday or Thursday, to be picked up on Monday. And he says, I went inside, come out, and it's gone. He said, they actually picked it up, and it wasn't even Monday. He said, I didn't even hear him out there. He started going out and said something to him. I said, well, they was in the area picking up some bulk brush piles, so they just went ahead and got it too. But he was very grateful.
Yeah, I think that's kind of one of our shining departments that people really notice and appreciate. They all love it. They tend to like to be able to get their yards cleaned up without a whole lot of hassle, so thanks for doing that. Okay, to move to enter into executive session per ORC 121.22 G1 to consider the appointment, employment, or compensation of public employees. Everything that one too.
I would.
Okay. And then also another motion to adjourn to executive session pursuant to ORC section 121.22 G8 for the purpose of considering confidential information related to the marketing plans or to negotiate with other political subdivisions respecting requests for economic development assistance that is to be provided or administered under Chapter 715 and/or 5709.73 of the revised code.
Second.
Trustee Gisberger?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Ham?
Yes. Also, if anybody needs any laptop stickers or anything, I brought a bunch of vinyl ones and tomorrow my desk, if you want, feel free. Love a laptop sticker.